Anybody that's lost yet?
Yeah.
This is the part of the tour where I like to negotiate ticket prices for around back.
Yeah.
I'd like to stop right here and talk a little bit about the vegetation that we have in the swamp. First couple of things I'd like to talk about are a few things that actually don't belong back here. And first on that list is dry land. A swamp by definition is any massive land that holds water, so it should be water on top of the land, not the other way around. The reason why we have dry land in the swamp is from the logging days and all boom days. They needed to get bigger equipment back here, so they dredged up all the bayous, cut some man-made canals and such, basically just taking the soil from the bottom and piling it up along the sides to get it out of the way. Now by putting dry land in the swamp, you're going to get dry land trees in the swamp where they don't belong. Like your oak trees, your maple trees, your nickel trees, your spruce trees. But your spruce trees, really no type of dry land tree belongs back here. Some other stuff that doesn't belong back here, I happen to spot that little green clover stuff floating around on the surface of the water. It's called Salvania grass, that's native to Spain. What you're looking at is the first form of packaging material. Kind of like those little styrofoam peanuts you use to ship things with. What they do is they dry that stuff out, because as it dries it swells. They fill those big wooden crates with it, put that glass and that porcelain items and such in there in order to protect them on that long sea voyage to make it to Louisiana. Well, once they got here, they'd open up their crates, take out whatever they were shipping, and just dump the Salvania grass overboard, because back then they didn't have any rules or regulations on that sort of thing. Now, it's not too much of a problem. It is a little bit of a pain in the butt for the lower unit on your outboard motor. You have to keep trimming it up and cleaning out your intakes every 15 minutes, but other than that, it's not too bad. The real problem came in with the water hyacinth. That green lily we've been passing by, that makes that pretty little purple flower. The water hyacinth was brought here the first time the World's Fair was in Louisiana for the specific reason that it makes that pretty little purple flower. They thought it'd be a nice addition to the swamp, but they didn't know how fast it was going to reproduce in this type of environment. And it reproduces at such a rapid rate it literally closes off waterways and boat traffic can't pass. So that's one problem they're having with it. The bigger problem they have, in a sense, there's so many of them now, during the nighttime they're taking too much oxygen out of the water and they're killing off the bait fish. If you kill off the bait fish, whatever eats the bait fish is going to die. Then whatever eats the thing that eats the bait fish is going to die. Then whatever eats the thing that eats the thing that eats the thing that eats the bait fish is going to die. Now one good thing that comes from it, helps rebuild or replenish some of the marsh that we lose. During the wintertime, there's mostly a northern wind that blows through, and it pushes the hyacinth into our marshland, which is to the south of us. Once it gets pushed out into that marshland, it builds up in these big pockets, basically covers the whole thing. And over time, it's going to die, it's going to rot, and root systems grow through it. So that's actually rebuilding a little bit of the marshland that we lose. It's not even close to the rate that we're losing it, but it is slowing down the process a little bit. Just in this area alone, we're losing our marshland at about a football field a day, which is pretty scary to most people. We're actually happy about that because it used to be 3 football fields a day. We're finally slowing it down. And that's due to the coastal restoration programs and the freshwater diversion system. Now, as far as the coastal restoration programs go, the best one that's working right now is called the Christmas Tree Project. Basically what they do is they go around and collect everybody's Christmas tree, go out to those areas of marshland and build bulkheads out of the Christmas trees. Because they're thin enough to allow the water to flow in and out naturally like it's supposed to do, but they're thick enough to act as a filter so it catches most of the silt and sediment before it washes away, so the land stays in put for a lot longer. Now, as far as the freshwater diversion system goes, that's part of a system where they're trying to rebuild some swampland that was already killed by saltwater intrusion. They've been shutting down some man-made canals that aren't in use anymore because they allow too much saltwater intrusion into a freshwater area. They then divert the fresh water from the Mississippi River to push that salt water further south, to push it out of that what used to be freshwater area. Once that's accomplished, they replant the cypress trees that were killed by the saltwater intrusion. That's your base, that's what holds all your swampland together. And since we're talking about cypress trees, if you look to your left here, see that big tall skinny tree with that reddish colored bark on it? That's the bald cypress, that's the Louisiana state tree. It got its name, the bald cypress, because as it matures, it sheds its branches. So it's almost as if it's going bald. That's why they call it the bald cypress. All the knots and spikes that's sticking up out of the mud and the water around those trees are called cypress knees. That's a part of a cypress tree root system. That's how it can breathe and grow from the water. If you want to know how high the water gets, you look for the tallest cypress knee. Always got to be at least one cypress knee above the water in order for that tree to breathe. And that's also a little trick to know what size boots you need to wear when you can walk back here. Now, another plant that technically doesn't belong back here, but it's not harmful in any way, is those big fan plants you see all over the place, kind of like the one over there, palmetto palm. Palmetto palm is native to Hawaii, and since it was brought out here, we actually found a couple of uses for it. Have you ever seen heart of palm on a restaurant menu? Heart of palm? Ever seen it before? No. It comes in cans now too, by the way. Something new they just came out with. But heart of palm comes from a palmetto palm. If you cut down
Probably
the
what you ate
system,
the other day.
the heart
No,
of
it was
the
cola.
heart of the plant, you'll find the heart of palm. We actually call it swamp cabbage down here. So if you do happen to spot it on the menu and you feel like screwing with your waitress a little bit, order the swamp cabbage. See if she knows what she's talking about. But my favorite use of that plant is how it was used by the first trappers of this area. It's a use that I got out of it anyway. Basically, it takes you about 20 minutes to get back here by airboat. The first trappers had to paddle all the way out here. So could you imagine how long of a paddle that was? It'd be way too long to want to do it every day if you ask me, but really, if they had to paddle all the way out here and all the way home every night, they'd never have enough time to set up all their traps.